The AI world is officially melting down again, and this time the seismic wave is coming straight out of Beijing. The new Kimi K3 model is wild, since it can create fully playable 3D video games in just a few seconds, completely smashing heavyweights like GPT-5.5 and Cloud Opus 4.8. It literally just graved the covered one spot on the public Frontend code arena with a jaw of dropping a score of this. That is a massive 17th place, jump over its previous version, leaving OpenAI and Anthropic scrambling to defend their turf. But what exactly is hiding under the hood of this open weights monstrosity? Let's break down the technical specs without putting you to sleep. First up, parameters. Kimi K3 is packed with 2.8 trillion parameters. Think of parameters like the AI's neural connections or brain cells. The more parameters a model has, the more nuance, patterns, and complex logic it can understand. For a comparison, a 2.8 trillion open model is historically huge, making it the single largest open weight model ever dropped for the public inspection. Next, let's talk about the context window. Kimi K3 comes out of the gate with a 1 million token context window. If you think of a model's brain as a disk space, a small context windows mean it can only look at a single sticky note at that time before forgetting what it read. A 1 million token windows means Kimi K3 can read, analyze, and keep an entire stack of 15 thick fantasy novels alive in his memory simultaneously. But benchmark can be a bit of a trap. AI labs love to manipulate numbers to make their models look like superheroes, and sometimes when you actually type a prompt, the byte just doesn't match the hype. According to Moonshot AI's own tech block, while Kimi K3's raw overall generic performance still trails slightly behind ultra-premium proprietary monsters like Cloud FABLE 5 and GPT 5.6, when it comes to raw execution, code generation, and agentic workflows, it is an absolute beast. Let's look at what this thing can actually do based on real community showcase and verified runs. By cutting a 3D open world, the community has been losing its mind over this. Using a web GPU and 3GS, Kimi K3 autonomously generate a fully procedural 3D cowboy game with forest, village, snowy mountains, and dynamic weather cycles, all from text and instant live screenshot feedback loops. Building a compiler from scratch, it built Mini Triton, a working GPU programming compiler framework from absolute scratch. It didn't just write individual lines of code, it mapped out the entire software architecture, matching or beating extensively optimized systems. A chip built by a model for a model in a 48-hour autonomous run using open source engineering tools. Kimi K3 successfully designed, optimized, and verified a real simulated inference chip within a tiny 4 square millimeter footprint. Of course, the internet has talks, and the X and Reddit communities are cooking up a storm of memes and valid concerns. If you thought the AI space was already crazy, Moonshot AI just dropped a bombshell that has Silicon Valley literally shaking. Let's cut through marketing noise and look at the actual numbers, because the benchmark breakdown reveals why the big labs are freaking out. Frontend Code Arena ranked top 1. What it measures. How well an AI can write clean, beautiful, working code for web apps and user interface. Software engineer marathon. What it measures. Long hours on problem solving instead of fixing a single line of broken code. Basically work autonomously. Easily takes the crown here. While other models lose the focus or hallucinate after 30 minutes, Kimi K3 can handle complex multi-hour engineering sessions without needing a human to handhold it. Terminal Bench 2.1. How well the AI navigates a real computing command line, running terminal tools, installing package, and troubleshooting system errors. Kimi K3 is an absolute terminal wizard. If you give it access to your shell, it interacts with the system like a real DevOps pro. Artificial Analysis Overall Intelligence Index, a score of 57. Broad all-around intelligence combining reasoning, math, knowledge, and vision. Here's the honest truth. Kimi K3 plays 4th overall. Closest the giants like Cloud FABLE 5 scored approximately 60 and GPT 5.6 scored 59. Still hold the absolute ceiling for Brad, breaking the duopoly OpenAI and Anthropic under pressure. For the past couple of years, OpenAI and Anthropic have comfortably run a duopoly. They held the secret sauce to frontier-level AI, keep their weights strictly locked in private servers, and charged premium prices while putting users on strict hourly rate limits. Kimi K3 just played that cozy dynamic wide open. When developers realized they could get near FABLE 5 performance at a fraction of the cost, with waste shipping for local hosting, the panic in Silicon Valley became public. Look at what happened on X, formerly Twitter, right after Kimi K3 dropped. The ASN right now feels like an absolute Wild West blockbuster, and X is basically ground zero for the chaos. Between China's Moonshot AI dropping Kimi K3, Anthropic flexing Cloud, and OpenAI's Tibo playing the heroic limit resetting savior on X every few hours, the agent token wars are peak entertainment. Here's the breakdown of what is going on the vibes on X and why everyone is either losing their minds or building an entire SaaS app in a weekend for free. Okay, look at this. The Kimi K3 is another DeepSeek 2.0 moment. When Moonshot AI drops Kimi K3, it wasn't just another model drop. It was a straight up DeepSeek 2.0 moment. The reality check Kimi K3 dropped Yao a dropping performance data at a fraction of the cost, completely undercutting the once-turned AI giants. And the panic button. It instantly triggered an all-out pricing and quota war. Summary of the current mod. Anthropic. We increased weekly cloud limits by 50% and extended FABLE access. OpenAI. Hold my coffee. Tibo just reset everyone's limits for 4th time this month. Kimi K3. Hey guys, we just made Soda Intelligence 10x cheaper. Developers. I have no idea what date it is, but my agent just refactored my entire codebase 6 times. Over to you, what do you think about Kimi K3? Is this a constant erosion of the open versus closed model gap sustainable for big tech capital expenditure, or are we heading for a major market recalibration? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to check out this video next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!